Want to do an LS swap and you're not sure how to make it happen? Well, here are the things that you're going to need to make it happen. Let's get it. So when doing the engine swap, a lot of people are not sure where to begin or what they need when they're going to attempt to do an engine swap themselves. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is list a couple of things that you would definitely need in order to get an engine fit in your car and run. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about is wire harness. So let's say you already have your engine, your transmission. What you will need is a wire harness of some sort. Either the factory, a lot of times you can get an engine with the factory wire harness, or you can go with an aftermarket. Me personally, I normally use PSI conversions, and I get the wire harness in the PCM. So that is wire harness and PCM is number one. You will need, again, a Harley Dominator or something of that sort. Number two is the oil pan. So a lot of guys use the LS swaps for muscle cars, and with that you will need a custom oil pan. Now if your engine came out of an F body, the oil pan will fit. It does sit just a little lower than the port, but that's fine. For everyone else who pulls these LQ9s and these 5.3s, these truck engines out of the junkyard or a salvage car, you will need to either get an F-body oil pan or get a GM Performance pan. Harley also makes a custom oil pan, so it may differ depending on which application. So be sure to do your research, and I'm sure you'll find an oil pan that'll fit for your needs. The third thing is a serpentine brush. Alright, so everyone calls it from Pulley System. You may or may not need a custom one depending on the vehicle that you're using. In my case, with the G bodies, you would have the AC would hit the would not clear. You also have the situation with the power steering would hit the gearbox, and that's for the G body. That's for the LQ9 bracket. With that, I went ahead and I got a Harley front pulley system. So Harley makes a lot of companies make them now, but you would definitely need one for your application if the factory does not fit, which also comes with the AC relocation. Also, for some situations where you need an alternator relocated or power steering. So you will definitely need a custom one if the factory one does not fit. The fourth thing is going to be fuel. With the modern engines, you definitely going to get you an electric fuel pump. With the LSs, you're going to need something, if it's stock, that's able to push out minimum 60 psi. Again, with different applications, if you decide to go cam, do some work to the engine, then you may require more fuel for more power. But again, we're talking about factory here. 60 psi will definitely get the job done. You can either go with an inline fuel pump or an in-tank fuel pump. The inline fuel pumps is simply an external fuel pump that you would hook up to a line, and that it'll push the fuel through there to the engine, and then you're good to go. The in-tank is your baffle style fuel pumps that almost every car comes with. It's typically a lot quieter, a lot reliable because it stays a lot cooler, and it's in the tank, and that normally helps it last a lot longer. The fifth things are motor mounts. I'm going to go ahead and place cross member with motor mounts because obviously it's a support for your transmission. If you are using 460 or 480 or any of these transmissions that come with the LSs, especially on a hot rod or older vehicle, you will definitely need a new cross member. You may be able to get away with using a factory cross member if you're able to modify it, or if you're using a 400 and the clearance, if as long as the distance remains the same when you place your engine in. They do make adjustable mounts for the LSs, so you may be able to get your transmission line up in the same factory locations. If that is not the case, which would not be for most of you guys, you'll need a custom or an aftermarket cross member. Me personally, I've used the G-Force. Actually, I use the G-Force every time that I've done one. But there's a lot of aftermarket ones. You can go based on price. You can go based on style. It's all up to you on what you want. And the last thing will be headers. Not all headers will clear all vehicles. Okay, it's different for all applications. You will either need to use your factory manifolds. The shorties normally pretty much always clear every vehicle that I've tried them on. Take it to a muffler shop, have them hook up the mufflers. They'll pipe it so that everything works. But if you want to go headers, like we've done on this vehicle behind me and other vehicles, you would definitely need to get in headers for that application. And believe me, I tried to get in the way with trying a couple of cheap headers, and it just would not clear. Okay, so I went ahead, sucked it up, spent the money for G-body applications the first time I was doing that, and everything worked out, went in smooth, and we got it running. So with that being said, that is the last thing that you would need. Sure, there's a lot of little stuff here and there, but those are the main components that you would need to get your engine in your car, get it fired up, and even be able to do a test run. Alright, so if you have any questions, put it in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Share the videos, let your friends know that we're here to help. Road Rage Garage. Let's get it.
Got it out the trenches, all I know is go and get it. Mama told me, boy, get off your ass and count the benches. And lately I've been counting money straight off the ceiling. And lately I've been counting money.